Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. Thanks for joining me again today. Looky, looky, looky. It's another Grabie unboxing. And well, can we see the box so we already know what the unboxing's going to be? This is such a gorgeous box. Look, I'll just do a full flip as we go round. Isn't this just a beautiful box? Can't you just see that being used for so many things as well? Let's get into this. So all I've done is slip my little bit here and look. Trick or treat. Look at the tissue paper. Look at that. How yummy. Oh my word. Let's do this. Let's see if we can. Very carefully undo that one, so that we don't kill our tissue paper, which I don't think I've done. Ready, ready? Ready, ready? Lots of tissue paper for us to use as per normal. Oh, look at the bags. So there's our little bit that'll give us all our little details, and it'll tell us on the back what's in there, but we don't want to know that just yet, do we? No. This is a surprise. Where do we start? Let's start here. Oh, there's our little sticker. Stencil set, 15 pieces. Oh, I love stencils. I love stencils. Let's have a look. I do have my scissors right beside me, and I didn't even realise that this was going to... Well, we're not going to get a sneak peek of this one before time, are we? Wow, let's have a look. Oh, in the bin. Right. I love this folder that it's in. And we can do so much with this folder. Look, 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 look. Oh my word. You've just got to love the packaging sometimes. 15 stencils. Wow. I'm just going to set that to the side and we'll have a quick look. So, oh yes, you can see them fine. I love that crackle. And the good old spider web. Some abstract, some chevron, some stars, a good old scenes, and here's our witch. Gotta have a witch. Pumpkins, all different shapes and sizes. Little Caspers. Little ghosts. Bats. I have a real thing against bats. Trick or treat. I think I've undone these upside down because I've got to flick each one of them over. Oh, I like that one. Our pumpkins go around in the border. That I like. I'm not saying I don't like the others, but that one I really is very promising. Pussycats and hats and broomsticks, more black cats, and faces for our pumpkins. How cool's that? How cool's that? Gosh, they're good. 15 of them. They're a good thick stencil as well. I'm just trying to put them back in a pile. But if I pull out that, look how thick these are. So they're a really good quality stencil. Okay, next one. Go that one because it's screaming at me. Happy Halloween clear photopolymer stamps. Includes 9 separate stamps. Oh, well, no wonder it was staring at me. It's stamps. With an acrylic block. Oh my word. So when you get your acrylic block, you can see I'm excited. Just peel off, and I reckon there'll be a peely bit on that side as well because it'll make it completely clear once it's come off. Yes, it is there. Yep, peel both sides of it off so that your block is completely clear, okay, before you use it. That's just on there to protect it. Let's have a look at our stamps. We've got what that is. So we've got the glass with the liquid, with the foam on top, and some eyeballs, and a straw, and a swizzle stick and a finger. That's a finger. But something like that is so versatile. Yes, it works great for Halloween. But how often can you use this glass with the straw and the swizzle stick and change the colour of your liquid and make yourself cocktails and stuff like that? That's when you look at things and realise, there's my little jigsaw piece, and realise just what else you can do with these. So this is all sitting together. We'll see if it's meant to be sitting together. That says sticker collection, 40 PET stickers. Oh, look. Oh my word. Look at the colours on these. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my gosh, I love those. Wow, wow, wow. Putting them in here because I've got a lot of mess on my desk and I need to sort them for where they are for when we do our little project. Love these bags. Oh. More. Oh, look at that owl. Can you see that owl if I pull him out? Hang on, go like that. So we've got two of the owl. Oh, we've got the pussycat with his book of spells. More books. Hang on, I've got something underneath that one. The mask. Oh gosh, that mask is pretty. Look at that. Look at that. That's lovely. Just a black cat. That's very nice. Another mask. So there's two of each. Black rose candle. Oh, look at that butterfly. Butterfly. Black rose. And the black candles. Oh gosh, these are gorgeous. Love, love, love the little gold detailing around them. So then we've got this one. Oh, this one's got a little sticker. Hang on. I'll be careful getting those little stickers off because then I can use my bags and I don't want to tear my bags. Oh, black and whites. Hang on. I've got I've got a piece over here like that. How's that? And I can tip these guys out and we can have a look. So we've got our hats. We've got pumpkins, black and white. So I'm assuming all of these are either black or white. Little ghosts, yep, black and white. Little eyeballs. Different sizes in those, in the cobwebs. Oh, big ones as well. Eyeballs, lots of eyeballs. More pumpkins. Brooms, candles. Oh, here's a cute ghost. Here's a cute ghost. And, oh, mushrooms as well, or toadstools, sorry, because it is Halloween, they would be toadstools. Mess, might have to edit that. I dropped one. There it is. Right, next. Oh, there's little eyeballs everywhere. Could be a crime scene. Oh. Oh, are we ready? Look at these frames. So we've got two of that one. Again, I'd say there's two of it. Look at that. Oh. Oh my word. Lift that one back up there. And that one, can we see all of these? That one's a bit, because of the glare, look at that. That's that one, no. Yes. The pink. And last but not least is this black one. Oh, gosh, I like them. Oh, really. Now, they're a thick acetate, I would say. They're a sticker. Let's double check that one. Let's hope they're a sticker. Nope, they might be just a clear acetate. Just to place on over something. Yep. Not a sticker, but when you're adhering them on, remember, put your adhesive behind where all this colour is, and then you won't see anything. Don't put adhesive in the clear parts. Here we go again. 22 paper stickers. Okay, so yes. Good for going in little tucks, making labels. You stamp your words like boo or hi or RIP, things like that. Do them in a silver or a gold metallic and they will come up an absolute treat. All right, here we go. Such a Fright sticker collection, 50 paper stickers. Different ones again. Ooh! Oh, look, I could just sit there and make scenes with these. You just... Oh, look, and there's hands, and there's cats, and there's more grasses or icicles if we're going down that way, and pumpkins and houses. Oh, and legs. These are so cool. These are so cool. Oh, I love that witch. I love that witch. Oh, 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 look. Like that too. That fence is gorgeous. And they're stickers. So, how hard are they to use? Not. I'm not going to get those ones back in. There's a lot of them. Right, Magic Diary. Desktop Notebook Jotter. Let's have a look at what we've... Oh! If you're doing a Gothic or if you're doing a Halloween journal, these are so good. How brilliant. Wow. Okay, here's another one. Daily Planner. Again, you've got a paper pad of them. I'm not going to pull it all out. They are, yep, all the same. I know, different colours. So you've got light ones and then the orange and black ones. Again, popping them in your journal to make your Halloween journey. Oh, and I needed a new one too. And it's got Grabie on it. Look at that. Mine is starting to get very worn. Be so nice to have a new one. Again, I kept thinking I'm going to have to get a new one. Oh, lovely. Oh, my favourite things. They're going to just go straight there. We've got inks. We've got inks. So what colours have we got? We've got... Oh, there's not 4. There are 6. 6 inks. So we've got navy blue, a purple, a black, a red, deep green, and an orange. Well, we will... There's our purple for inside of that cup. Glass? My cocktail that I was going to make anyway. Those ones there. Right. Hang on. We'll pull these bits out. And then I can get rid of this. Ooh, love that tissue paper. That is just so awesome. Right, so we've got our... I love these. I can tell you every time how much I love these little satchels things. But underneath those, build your own haunted house. We've got all these wonderful things. Ah, we've got a coffin. We've got a pumpkin. And I'm not quite certain. Jack-o'-lantern, is that what they're called? We'll make it and we'll have a... I'll show you what that looks like made up later on. So, let's have a look at the papers. This is where our papers normally are. And yes, we are not going to be disappointed. Here are all our... Oh, don't you just love mystery parcels? Got it. Look at these. They always have these beautiful, beautiful, fine little die cuts in their kits. Now that's actually a metallic gold, slightly gold. So let's find it in a black where we can see. Look at them. That's upside down, Kylie. Go that way. Look at these. So what have we got? 2 of each design. We've got it in a grey, a black, a gold, and a white. Hang on, they're all under here. That's a deeper grey. That's that grey. That's the black. Nope. Oh no, that's a brown. Okay. And we've got another brown, and I've got a green. So one green, one white. Oh, lovely. Right, paper collection. 30 single-sided patterned papers, 3 each in 10 designs. If I just pull some out, then I can get the rest out, can't I? How's that? These are gorgeous. Oh, I love that. Alright, so there's those ones. Now let's look at the rest, now that I can get that out. Love that. Love the colours of that. That is just beautiful. Oh, missing a purple one. There's the purple one. Bats. I have a little thing against bats. They freak me out. More bats. And that red one. Gosh, I like those. Oh, my mind's boggling. Before I undid this, I thought, yep, I know what I'm going to do with this. It's going to be Halloween. I reckon I'll do this, this and this. But, yeah, no. So, this is pattern papers, but we've also got vellum. Scaredy cat. Scaredy cat. So, this is all cat related. So, we've got vellum. More vellum. So, these ones are all vellum. So, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, it must be 6 vellum, 6, and then the 6 matching. Yeah, 6 matching papers. So this is 16 single-sided patterned papers. So this is saying each one is separate, is an individual. Oh, they're thick too. Gosh, they've got some good weight to them. Oh, I like that one. I'm upside down. Into pumpkins. Stars again, could be used for anything. Oh, I love that. All right, we're going to have a think. We're going to come back and have a play. And we're going to come up with some Halloween stuff. Nothing at all like I was originally thinking at work today, but my mind's just going ballistic with what I can now do. So, all right, back shortly. Right, so project time. Yes, I cleaned up a little bit. I pulled everything out again, and I told you I liked this stencil packaging and it kept just jumping out at me, and that's what we're going to use. So I've got an idea with this. I've got a few things sorted for it. Well, there might be some cutting and shutting as I get the next lot prepared. What I want to do just to start with though is just to cover this. Originally I've gone into the paper packs. I'm going to just cover this so that we've got a slight border going on here. So this one will go here. I've cut down one of our lovely little ghosty pieces. He's going to sit in here like so. That one's going to go on there like so. And then I've got a pocket down there. Okay, so that's just what I'm going to do on the back. Just so that you know that, because I'll stick it on off camera. Now, turning it over. Right. This is where I've just had to stop because I want to take you with me with this lot. So we've got our openings and our openings and our openings and our openings. Couple of things. I have already stenciled my top one with the new stencil that came from this pack. I love these stars. And I want to stencil my bottom flap as well. But on my bottom flap, I want to pop this. I'm going to open that one right out. So I want this house sitting here on this bottom flap. But I want my stars to continue going along with it. So what I've done is I've grabbed a scrap piece of paper and I have traced around, if I can sort it out, I have traced around this little guy, okay, so that I can sit it on where exactly it's going to go. There'll be a method to my madness, don't worry. All right, so that's whereabouts, yeah, that's about even, I'm thinking. I'm going to take off this one. Leave that one there like so. I'm going to get my stencil. Here's my stencil. It's already attached to the way it was before. I'm just going to sit my stencil on here like that. Lift this up. Sitting this down. I need a piece of scrap under that as well so that I'm not getting it all over my craft mat. And now I can stencil over this flap. I'm just double checking that I've got that on correctly. I'm fairly certain that I've covered, yep, there it is. I just need to make sure I'm on that. I'm on that. Lovely. I want to move those up a little bit so that they're slightly off. Yep. 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 And this one's going to go along here, so I should be able to go, if I put a ruler, I've got so much mess sitting here. Let's go a small ruler. If I follow my ruler from there to there, you'll see that this is where this flap finishes, and I've got none of these on it. Now, it's got a double one, so it's that. So if I miss that one out, I can do the rest on there without it actually going onto anywhere else. So again, now I used some of this last week as well. This is the Condense one. It's just a texture paste as such, which I keep ripping every time I reopen this. I re-rip it, is that a word? So just with that palette knife, and I don't want this very thick. I don't want it textured like I usually do. I want it nice and thin so that it'll dry. One, it'll dry nice and quickly, but two, so that they're not giving that much depth. Got something on my palette knife just there. We'll pick that off. There we go, in the bin. Look. So, just very quickly go along these. Make sure you're actually in your little bit. Scrape it down as you go. You don't want to waste product. Well, I don't. You can do what you like, I suppose, but I don't want to waste product. How's that? I want up here. Don't need any of that bit in there. You can see where my scrap paper is so that I'm not actually stenciling where my sticker's going to go. A little bit up there. Scraping off as I go. Alright. A bit more. I love these sorts of stencils because, as I mentioned before, you can use stars. They're so versatile. You can use them for so many themes, genres, all of that sort of thing. They're not limiting to what you can use them for. So when I tend to, yes, I got this as the Grabie subscription box, but when I'm purchasing stencils or stuff like that, I tend to go towards ones that will give me lots and lots of options. I feel, for me, I get more of that. I don't know what I cleaned that palette knife with, but I've got it all over it. I find that I get so much more use out of them, and I don't feel like I've spent lots of money on just one thing. Where am I going to? Here. You can see I'm not using that much. I want a couple of those ones. There's one. There's one. I'm leaving that one, remember? And that one can be done. Right. I'll take this off, and then I'll turn you off while we wait for this to dry, and then we will come back and do our next little bit. Need a little bit more on that hole. And I'll find out what it is, the gunk that I've got all over my palette knife, and I'll get that off. There we go. Right, take some of that. Lift up this. There we go. What's that looking like? Beautiful. I've got stuff all over my hands, haven't I? Very carefully taking my washi tape off the rest of my packaging. And there we go. I set that on top of my bin until I clean it off. And now I've got that. So you can see that it doesn't have a great deal of stenciling on it, but it's enough that when I sit this guy on, the stenciling will be around it. Okay, so we're just going to wait for that to dry. Right, so that's now dry. That one's dry, this one's dry, and we're going to pop this back onto where we arranged our template first of all. So you'll see that it fits in there. I've just got to work out where exactly it went, and then I haven't got any actually under the sticker to lift the sticker up, so the sticker will still stay nice and flat. So I just need to peel this off, and this will probably be easier said than done, putting this back on. I know these stickers come off beautifully, like bingo bango. Find my tweezers. Look at that, they come off beautifully, these ones. And now we're going to try and put this back on where it came from. So I'm just going to go quiet while I concentrate. Just like that. Flatten it out as I go. Just give it a good push down. But my edges are on nice and flat and they're not going to lift back up. Right, so that's going to go over that. And it's going to go over that for a reason. Now you'll notice in here where, because it has folds, it has like a spine for each fold, this one. I want to cover the inside of this, but I don't want to make too much bulk where these spines are. So, and because a lot of it's going to be blacks and these lovely oranges, I've already picked out a few bits and pieces that I want. I just went through with black marker, so I went with a thicker end, and I coloured in each of those spines. So that when I put that back, so that when I pop this on here, like so, I don't see any white. Whereas, because it's not going to go right to the edge, there was a little bit of white showing there, and it would have been too hard because this is cardstock, and I'll explain why we're going to use cardstock in a moment. I didn't want any bulk sitting, so I couldn't have a full piece that's going to go all the way through there. What we're going to do with this is make a pop-up. You know how I said those lovely, lovely little chipboardy pieces I so badly want to do a scene with? We're going to do a scene. We're going to make this top fold into a pop-up as you lift it up. Now, whenever I'm doing a pop-up mechanism, I always play with just normal copy paper first to work out where I want everything, okay? So, and this is just my template. This is going to sit in here like this. But this will be black. This will be my black one, and it'll sit right up there. And then it'll close. Doesn't like closing while it's just copy paper. And then when you open, I've got my pop-ups there. Now my pop-ups that I'm going to be popping on there are one of my house, and that gorgeous, gorgeous fence. So I'm going to have my fence in here, and I'm going to have my house in here. Once we've got them on, I can show you properly how this is all going to work. So this is where I need my pop-up section. You'll see that with my template, I've scored where these are. Now these are 1/8 of an inch, this spine. So I've scored both of those in, and then I've worked out where I wanted my pop-ups. So when I do it on my black cardstock, which will fold so much nicer and won't want to bend like this one, we're going to work out where our score lines are for that the spine on the end. Okay, we're going to call it a spine. I know that's not the right word, but we're going to call it a spine. We're going to work out where this needs to be, but we're not going to score them just yet. What we're going to do is slice these sections, one for my house, one for my fence. So you'll see that they're at different lengths. They are both about 1/2 inch high before they fold, okay, which is about 1/2 inch up from that. So you'll notice that that's where my score line is for my halfway point, and they're up 1/2 inch, up 1/2 inch. All right, they can be any width that you want. I didn't want them too wide because I didn't know how much more I was putting in there. And then they can come down and out. The bit that you've got coming down facing you will be how far away they are from your center fold. Okay, pop-ups are just so easy. So, and again, you'll have 1/2 inch where you're going to fold. So first things first with this, we're going to need our scoreboard. Here's one I prepared earlier. Now, and I want it on black cardstock. This is a basil cross-cut cardstock, so it's not that heavy. It would probably, I think they were about a 180 GSM. I don't know what that is in pounds, sorry. This is going to fit all the way up here because I want this section black up here as well. These ones I'm not so concerned about, but it's going to finish, you know, down the bottom. This is my bottom section. It's going to be adhered on like so. And then I'm going to trim off my top section. So these ones, it's going to be scored here, then it's going to be scored a little bit further up. So I'm going to give that just a little bit more so that I've got room to cut top and bottom off if I need to. So if I just sit this vaguely where I want it, a little bit longer, because a little bit longer is good because we can always trim off, but I need it nice and straight down my sides and making sure that I've got no white showing up here. I'm just going to make a mark across here because this is going to be my score line. Pencil in here and in here. Okay, that's where my score line's going to be, and then I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch up from that one. Don't want to score just yet. I'm going to move that out of the way. This is where my section is. Okay, this will give me the full length of my card. This one you'll see it's about the same size. So I've measured in, and I'm going to go off this one, which probably doesn't have a measurement, but it's a roundabout because I've just cut. About 1 1/4 inches. So if I measure in here, about 1 1/4 inches, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, what did I say? Yeah, 1 1/4. 1 1/4 inches from that one. I'm going to make a mark there. Okay, they are only about 1/2 an inch wide. This one is about 1 1/8 of an inch from this side, which will be about there. Okay, now I've got both of these are about 1/2 an inch up from my second score line. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to mark these at their 1/2 inch. So this one's going to go to there. This will be my cut line, but it's where I'm not going to score. This one's a little bit narrower because it's got the fence on it. So if you notice, all right, that one's just over 1/2 an inch. This one's just a tad under. Let's just stick with the 1/2 inch for you to make it a little bit easier. And 1/8 and that. All right. They're my lines where I don't want to score. So if I pull this out, this is my top, and I've deliberately done this one as the top because it's got a dog ear at the top so that I could remember which one it was, because it's going to be trimmed off anyway. Here is my my score line. So I've moved this down from the side because it doesn't quite measure up with where I need my score line. So I've just set that there so that this mark will go right into where that score line is and back down here. Now I'm not going to go between those lines. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and I'm only going to go to that line. I'm going to start it again at that line, and I'm going to start it again at that line. And now I'm going to do exactly the same thing 1/8 of an inch up. So I'm going to go to there. I'm going to go to there, and I'm going to go to there. So if I bring that up, I know the black's really hard. Can you see those score lines on there? Just. There we go. Okay, so you can see that I've missed there where my cut lines are going to be, and there where my cut lines are going to be. Okay? I'll move that to the... I'm actually going to put it down because I'm hoping I can do this without the scoreboard for the next bit. Right. So, with this one, which is this one, my full length, what I want is both of them are going to be 1/2 inch up from here. So I can measure 1/2 inch up from here. Let's just set it on that line, which is about there. Let's do the same on this side, 1/2 inch up. Join those lines up round about where these are. See where this is? Which is here and here and here and there. So you can see where they are. Right, our bottom ones, these ones are going to be completely different. So one of them is going to be from that bottom score line. We're going to make a measurement here because again they were just where I about wanted them to. Not quite 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going down. Not quite 3/4 of an inch, which is about there. Right, that's that one. And this one, I'm going from the bottom score line. This one is about, what's that? 1 3/8 of an inch. Sitting it there. 1 3/8, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is where we're going to cut. I'm not going to scribble on it because I've got to rub all that out. So our first one is going to sit in here like that. And we're going to cut from this point to this point, making sure that we are straight. So it's 1 1/4. 1 1/4 is about there. Right. So I need my knife, which I have sat there. Oh, I meant to change the blade in that too. So I'm going down to this line, down here. I need to move that line over so that I can actually see where I'm going. Right, so I'm going from this point. I'm going there and down there. That doesn't look straight, does it? Do this bottom one. What did we say it was? 1 1/4. That looks straighter. Right, and we're going to go from that one down to that one. I desperately need to put a new blade on. So you can see what I've done. I've taken it from there to there. We're going to do exactly the same on this side. So this is 1/2 inch over. Go inches, not centimetres. Maybe that's where I'm mucking around. Right. To there. And all up I am 1 3/4. 1, 2, 3/8. 1 3/8. That's better. Right. Oh, I can hear that knife just groaning, trying to get in there. Right, so you can see that line in there. We need to do the same on this side. I'm going to rub out all those pencil markings before I forget and go to score it, and then I can't get them out. Right, and that one, and that one, and that one. So these ones are going to be scored in there and in there. So this one now, I'm just going to turn it around so that I can see where I'm going. And I said we are 1.5 from there. No, we're not. 1, 2, 3 from that one. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. 2, 3. Making a mark. That one was 1 1/8. Down here, 1 1/8. The more you concentrate on this to get it correct, the sharper your creases will be, and the easier they'll all, excuse me, sit together. And it's going up to that bit which was 1/2 inch. Beautiful. I've got him marked. Right, so I'm going to go from there, put my knife into that spot, and I'm going to go up to that one. It's going to go all the way up. Check to see if my knife has cut through all that. Yep, and then we're going to do exactly the same with this one. Like so. So you can see that this one was narrower than the first one. Right. You can see that that one's cut, and you can see that that one's cut. Just rubbing out all those pencil lines. Okay, so now what we want to do is this will be scored. This one's already scored in here, so we need to bend that. But what we're doing is taking this one up at the same time. And I find it's easier just to sit my ruler on the end of that and lift it like so. Okay, do the same on this end. Just where they are, so that they're starting to sit out. Can you see if I set it sideways? They will start to sit out. This one will happen the same way, so we're turning it all the way around. These ones are on the same angle, so it's nice and easy. We can just lift them up. It's already easy to get your finger in there and lift them up. Now we can crease our middle ones. So we're going to do our first one, just like so. Then we're going to do our bottom one. Put your fingernail back in there and lift it like that. You'll find it's easier that way. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? So now I've got that crease with that section. So I'm just going to sharpen that up a little bit. Now, I'll hold that bit down. Find my bone scorer, and I'm gently going to do each one of these. So that's one, without damaging too much of this, okay? And that's that one. So you can see what I've done is I've given it the same little section that this now has in it. Going to do this side. Don't need my bone scorer, I can just do that with my fingers, I think. Making sure it's straight each time. Alright, we need to do the centre one the same. Gets a little bit fiddly, especially when you've got 2 pop-ups or more. Look, you can have as many mechanisms in there as you like. If you're only doing the one, makes it so much easier. But where's the fun in that? Right, so now we've got, making sure this one's around the right way. That's my top. Move them over. This is going to sit in here like so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to push this down. I'm trying to get it so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just holding that in place, nice and straight in its little sections, and I'm just going to work my way down and close it. Give it a push. Okay, so you can see now I've got two nice little squares. Can you see that? If I lift that up, see how they're moving? So now what I've got is my two little squares, no extra score lines in here. That's sitting in there nicely. I can't see any white. I can trim off a little bit, not too much, but I can trim a little bit off. When that closes, I can adhere this all on and trim all round there so that it's just that. Okay? And then when I find my little guys, oh, my little house is going to adhere to that one, and my little fence is going to go on that one. Do I want it that way? Do I want it that way? Thinking I might want it that way. Yeah, so that you'll find that the house, if I set it that way, can you see the house is further back than the fence? Okay, and then we can finish doing our scene. So I'm going to adhere that one on. The other thing, just before I finish, I'm finishing, go off and adhere this and trim this bit up and all the rest, just to save some time, because they muck around with these. It takes a little bit of extra time because I've shown you all that. So if you can see, I've still got white in here that I can see. It is up to you whether that annoys you as much as it annoys me, and it does annoy me, usually does. So what I've got sitting here in amongst all my little black bits, that on this side, I've got some black paperweight, and all I'm going to do is pop a strip under there so that it takes that black away. See how it's there and it's not? So before I adhere anything else on, I'm just going to pop a strip in there, just a chunk, and I can actually adhere that under there, which will take that away. Okay, so we'll be back in a minute once I've attached that on. So I've got that stuck on, but I just wanted to show you with, like, I used the little fence. It was, where's one of the other ones in these? Here's the house. No, I've done the house as well. There you go. Here we go. The cat. So you'll notice that because they're a heavyweight cardstock chipboard type thing, they've got a lighter edge on them. Okay. So I've just gone round both the ones that I want to use, the house and the little fence, with a black tipped pen, as you can see from my fingers, just to get rid of the majority of the lighter colour, because they're sitting up like so. The other thing I want to do with this little fence is I've got some cheesecloth, but it's a very, very loosely woven cheesecloth. Now, from memory, this is the Uniquely Creative, which is an Australian company. I think it's theirs, I think. But what I'm doing with this one is that I'm actually pulling the fibres off their weaving. So I'm just going to pull it off bit by bit so that I've got some fibres like that, so that they're loose fibres. So I've got a couple of these sitting here, and what I want to do is weave it around the fence so that it's just going to sit around. Just needs a few little attachments of glue, you know, like a little bit here. I don't want too much glue because I don't want it to show through. So I'm actually just going to use my glue stick. Now what I'm going to use is my paint palette, which I've moved away. So let's see what other ones I've got here. Nope, that's what I get for cleaning up. I should never clean up between projects. Here we go. I'll just get my paint palette back out again. And what I'm going to do is pick up a little bit of glue from my glue stick and pop it in there, because I know it's going to dry nice and clear and not too shiny, and I'm not going to get too much mess all over me. Ha 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 ha. Famous last words there, Kyles. Right, got a little bit on there, so I'm going to pop that down there so that I can angle them where I want them to go. Like that. Okay, so that I can just have this going along my fence. So I've got this one in here, and I might go up along there. And I'm still going to get glue all over me. So yes, my great idea for that is fairly well null and void, really, isn't it? So I'm going to have a little bit in here. So I'm going to pop some glue on that section. Now, if you've got a toothpick, you could use a toothpick as well, which in hindsight would have probably been a far better way than the paint palette, but you know. So I'm just working my way along, giving myself just some, I don't know, cobwebs, I suppose. I'm just fanning that out to work out where it's going to go. Up there. I've got a little bit on that still. Like so. Fan that back out. Like that. And I'm going to tuck that bit up under there. So, like that. So can you see what I've done with my little fence now? Okay, now I can put more on that. I don't know whether I like that just there. Let's just move some of those down so that it's the same kind of bit. Now that's going to go just in here on that one. Okay, so it's only these two that I'm going to need to pop some adhesive on because they will fit on there like that, and that's all that's going to really need to hold that. I'm just going to use my normal liquid glue, and I need to go on the inside edges of those, the inside, you know, the two bits closest together, because it's a fairly narrow one. Putting my glue stick lid on top of my white glue does not work. So I'm just going to hang on to that one for a while. Like so. That's going to hold that, and my little house is going to sit in there like that. Now I can use glue. I could use double-sided tape really for that one as well, which might actually hold it a little bit better. So I want the really thick double-sided tape, or the wide one, which is that 1/2 inch as well. I just couldn't use it for the fence because there was only those two little fractions. Scissors. Like that. Now just seeing where that's going to go, I'm going to actually put that so that it's behind that door. Like that. Yep. Give that a good push. Peel that off. Adhere that on. Just double check that you're in the right spot. I'm just going to move that over a little bit so you'll see that I'm tipping it out a little bit. And I'm just going to close that, which will mean that I can push those adhesives down. The others are all nice and dry. There we go. So now we've got our little pop-ups. If I hold that like that, you'll see that when we open it, they will both pop up. Does that help? Can you see how they're opening? Okay, the only other things I want to pop on this pop-up, pop on the pop-up, is I want, find it, hang on, the little lamp post, and I just want the lamp post, actually, where can I show this where you can see it? If I set it like that, I just want the lamp post actually adhered in here like that. Now you can't see a great deal of it because it's black, so I like the black behind it, but we're not staying with the black. What we're actually going to do behind that is this. It's one of the sheets from the kit. It doesn't fill the whole thing, which is why we've covered it in the black in the first place. It's going to sit down here like so. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to lift this up a little bit and cut that 1/2 inch up and the 1/2 inch up there so that it will slide down in between those little pop-up mechanisms, okay? Right, so I think I've got everything cut out. Let's go ahead and do the rest of this. As I was saying before, this little bit, we needed to cut out our sections so that that will just slot over those tabs and go in like so. So we need to just glue that down, and I'm just going to use my glue stick for that. I need to get rid of that paper, sorry. Right. And then we'll work our way out. So a little bit of glue on that one. And this will allow that lamp post to really make it, it'll just make it pop. Simple as that. Just for lack of a better word. Alright. So I'm just going to slide that over those tabs. Line that up so it's not going over the bottom section. Nice and slow. Just line it up as I go. Give it a push. Right, so that's now down on that behind them. Get my ruler, I think, just for that little bit. Yes, all this would have been a damn sight easier before I'd put everything else in, but that would have been organisation. And you should all know me by now if you follow me. I don't do organisation. I do not think ahead. My mind just works, and then all of a sudden it'll change tact and off it'll go again. So I'd love you to follow me. If you don't already follow me, I'd love for you to follow me and subscribe, but just get used to the way that I do things. So here's my little lamp post, and that is going to sit on that tab, so that what I've got now, I don't know if you guys can see all that, so the lamp post sits behind on that. So we're just going to use our normal liquid glue for this one, because that'll just go straight up on there, down, get in all those little funny spots so that they don't want to lift up again. Right, there's so much more in this kit that I could have used, but you know, it's just like you've got to say stop. So some of my favourite parts in this kit I never actually end up using. I'm just going behind the house, I'm going to sit that on the tab, try and get it straight. Oh, kind of doesn't have to be straight, does it? It's a haunted house. Right, so that's our little scene that will pop up. In front of our little scene, I want a little journaling tab. Now that's out of that notepad. Had lots of different writing ones in there, but it was a little bit too long for where the scenery starts, so I've had to chop it down, but that way that it's even top and bottom, and that will fit in there with a slight border and look like it's made to be. And again, picks up all this orange. So again, I'll just glue that on with my glue stick. Nice and quick. So it's all in the thinking, really. I've got to work out what it is that I want to do. If I work out all that, it takes away all the time. It doesn't take that much time to put it all together. And I do tend to get sidetracked occasionally. Just occasionally. Right, so evened up. I'm going to slide that up a little bit because I want a bit of a border down the bottom as well. There we go. And my cloth is there. A little bit of glue on that, but nothing that my glue eraser won't fix later on. Right, so our sides. We've got our bottom and we've got our sides. Let's do the bottom piece, which I've got sitting here. So the bottom piece, I want this orange again. And that's just going to go straight down on that. So again, I'm going to glue stick this whole section, and then I'm going to adhere the other piece on and then trim around it, because I've worked out that I don't have a corner rounder that's going to give the exact same corners as this. I've got lots of different corner rounders, but none that are exactly the same size. So I've had to trim them once they're adhered down. So I want a piece under that, like that. And then I want another piece that will sit up there so that I don't get glue where I don't need it, okay? So you're just going to just line that up. Beautiful. So sorry if this is still taking an awfully long time. It's going to be a long video. Oh my word, it's going to be a long video, but there's been so much going on with this. Right, this one, it's just going to line up there, lining that up, giving that a good push. Take out our bottom piece of paper. And then we can trim around that. So I'm just going to turn the whole thing over, and then we can cut down and around all that. We're just going to use our scissors without cutting off any of our nice stenciling work. Yes, I know the bigger scissors would have worked better, but they're further over there. Right. Now I can trim around that corner. As good as I can get it anyway. Just going to trim down this one, and then I can go back to go around the corner. Okay. That's a bit wonky. It's very wonky, but it's alright. We'll sort it. Right. So this one, I want to make a pocket down here. So I'm just going to adhere that one on there. And again, I'm going to need to trim off that corner. So I'm going to move that up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my glue on this. Okay. So I can pop it top of that. And part way down on that. And the rest of this is going to go right down on the edge of this one. And round the corner. Like that. So that way we've got our pocket to tuck something in. And again, I can turn that over and just trim that black piece off. Right, cobweb up here, and that in there, because they are just divine. Come on. This one was easier to take off. Tweezers, like so, and I do love them on the black. So I'm just going to line that up so that it fits on there, like so. Drop it down a little bit so that I can put my cobwebs on later on. Give that a good push so that it goes right in. Right, that's my pocket for that one. Up onto this one. I just need to put lid on that glue. Now, what I want to do with these ones, I've got one of our squares again, which was what that one was off. Now, as you'll notice, again, they don't quite fit, but all I want to do with this one is pop some black strips up on the top of that one, and down on the bottom. So they're going to be adhered on first. So you watch me roll when I know what I'm doing. Mind you, I've been doing this all day because I keep coming and doing a bit and then going away and doing something else and then going away and doing something else and then coming back and sitting back down. Right, again, those corners can be trimmed up. This one will be the same. Make sure I've got no glue spots on that. While I'm doing those little sections, I might as well do the ones on the other side as well. I'm going to go that way. Right into there, and that's why I've got that black going just over a little bit further, just in case. Like so. That can be trimmed down once it's glued on. We will do our black bits on this side as well. So one here and one there. Checking where I've got glue on that because I can't see a thing. Right, I'm sorry if you can hear any noise. That's my husband drumming in the background. He is way on the other side of the house, but he's a little bit loud. Good thing we've got no neighbours. Right, there we go. That's nice and straight. And our lucky last, which is here. I'm just going to fold that actually. Right. And that one just there. Going up, sliding across. Like that. Alright, these ones should be nice and dry. That one is smaller, that side, which is why it has extra hanging over. I just cut them all at exactly the same size. Scissors. Not very straight. I told you it was getting late at night. And this one, I'm just bending all that back so that I can get to it. Like that. Do these ones. That one. And then we've got that one. Find a way to get it in. There we go. Like so. Get rid of some of these. Now that they're all nice and gluey. And I want this one on this side. Even top and bottom. Like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue stick most of this, but then I'm going to go around all that because this one's going to be done as well at the same time. Okay. Just so I can make sure I get the edge of that done. Like so. Like that. Okay. And grab the glue book out again. I'm going that side. And we're going to glue. Alright. Glue there, Kylie. Book there. So watching where I'm going, so I've got it even top and bottom, or fairly close to. This is, I want to go there anyway. This is me. We don't worry about too much about measurements. I'm going down I'm going to turn that whole thing over, and then I'm going to push that down like that. Okay, I'll get my cloth. Beautiful. We will now trim this section up and go round that tab. And you'll go around the tab the easiest way that you can. I will end up going round it with my knife, which I still haven't changed the blade to, because I'm useless sometimes. I go away and forget exactly what it was I was doing. Right. I need to go out that way. I need to go out that way. Now I need to follow around here. This is a fairly thick card, so it gives me an edge to follow. And this is where a turning chair works really well. Let's see how this blade's gone, if anything. How many weeks now have I been saying I've got to change this blade? I tell you, there you go. Right. There's that one. And I will probably ink around that in a black. This side, what I want on this side is this. Okay. So again, same thing. This is the smaller paper pads, but they are exactly the same height as the squares. So this one will go on exactly the same way, even top and bottom. Now, I love that moon. And if I put that there, ready to be chopped off there, I'm going to nearly miss the moon. So I'm going to actually trim in a little bit, okay, and just take a sliver off there, or a bit more than a sliver actually, just so I can get a bit more of that moon. Let's have a look at it. I'm happier with that. Hang on, go back to the one where I'm meant to be at. There. That gives me that, and I think that's a better option all round. So, we're going to glue this one. Glue. Right, I can't remember which way up it is, so we're just going to glue all of it, and we'll hope for the best. Just going to sit that way, so I can sit that there, evened up. Let's have a look. You can go further in. Just see where that bend is going. Yep. How's that? Cloth. Turning that over. Now, once that glue dries, what I'll need to do is with my knife, just put that, I don't know whether you can see it, see how it's got that for that tab to go in? That will need to be cut through again, through this paper. But I'll just wait until that dries completely. We'll go back to that one. Right. There we go. So that's done, that's done. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that one goes there. We've got our front cover to do and we're done. I'm not worrying about the little piece that we see in there. That's up to you if you want to do something in there. I'm going to trim this bit off now though, because I can get that one. I'm just going to sit this on there like that, and I can trim that straight down with my knife. Like so. Yeah, even a blunt knife I think works better than my scissors for me. Right, so what do I want to do with the front cover? I'll tell you what I want to do. See how that's going to go into that? So I don't want to put another full layer on this, otherwise it's going to be too thick, because I've already got that layer on that side. It's going to be too thick to want to go through there. So what I want to do on this one is just cover half of it. I need to cover those ones anyway, because what I've done is that's now my back, and I've turned the whole thing over like a book. So it can be an on its own thing, or it can get tucked into a journal. I want to use more of those papers, and I like that one for the front cover. I know the rest of it's all in those oranges, but I just like the vibe of this one. So again, I've used some of that cheesecloth, the really, really widely woven one, and I've just adhered them on with some double-sided tape, and then I've gone over my edges with the little inks that came in the kit. So I've used the black, that really dark blue, and I've used the purple, and I've just dotted them onto it so that, can you see how there's a bit of colour in there now, and it's not just the white that it was. So I've just given that just to, so that it's not quite that white, and I've given it so that we've got a slight border here, and we need to cover up that barcode down there. This one can be adhered on, and then we can pop the last bit on, if you're all still with me, because this has taken so long and I am terribly, terribly sorry. I am. Let's just use some double-sided tape, because it's got that what's the name on it? The cheesecloth, thank you. I knew what I meant. It just took a while to come out. Right. And that will hold the rest of that cheesecloth down. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anyway with the double-sided tape. It's so sparsely woven, wide woven, whatever you want to call it, that it's well and truly on there with that double-sided tape. I've used the really wide one. I can't see it going anywhere, but this will just give it a bit of extra oomph. I'm going to run some double-sided. I've already got double-sided tape. I am going to put some glue stick on the inside of that. So I'll just peel off these ones if I can. There we go. And that one, lucky last. Don't know which way I can go. Oh, there we go. Ugh. And there's my cobweb. And I'm just going to run some glue stick in the middle of that, just so that it will hold all down, like so. Right. Lifting it up, finding the book again. And again, I want a slight border around this, making sure first and foremost I have covered that barcode. Keeping it straight, Kylie. Right. What I want to put on this is, I told you I love these. Absolutely love these. And I want that in the centre. But it needs somebody. So I've got some stamped images here. This is a set of stamps that I've had for ages that do this really fine photo print type thing. So you can do them, you know, light, darker thing. And I'm thinking that she fits in there nicely. And if we look, so this is her haunted house. That's the one that I want on there. I need to trim a little bit of her off and take off her corners. There we go. Look at that. Now we've mangled her. There we go. So I like her on that. And then I want that on there. Lots and lots of these ones, but this was actually the only one that fitted on the front of this book. So I'm going to pop her in there. Now, as I said before, these are not stickers. They are just acetate. So when we're adhering something onto these, we need to use our glue where the colour is. Okay, so what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to get this one and I'm going to go around that edge and up there so that we can capture that photo first up before we do anything else. Okay, now I'm going to turn her around and then I'm going to sit this one on top. Now that we've worked out where we want her. Do I got a hair on that? No, it's just a scratch. So I'm thinking I want her like that. There we go. Right, so I can push that down now. And she is now on there. Now we can glue where we've got the colour showing through. Don't go where the clear is, because you will see your glue. But there is enough on these that is completely coloured, I suppose, patterned, whatever you want to call it, and it will allow for your glue to go on without it being seen. So I'm just going through bits and pieces. Okay, down there, up there. I'd say my husband's finished drumming and he's gone in to watch motorbikes because the TV has just turned on and gone extremely loud. So I'm very sorry if you can hear that. And that is even further down the house. Can't imagine what it's like in the kids' rooms beside it. Right. How's that looking? Pretty good. And that one. Just there, like that. So I hope you've hung around for the entire project with this. I did tell you it was going to be a long one. I hope you've hung around. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you for joining me for this project. Thank you, Grabie, for sending me another one of your awesome boxes. I love these. They are just there's just so much in these boxes. So thank you for joining me today for this one. You can do as much or as little as you like, but what a lovely little Halloween memento. I don't know how I'm going to take the photo for it for the screenshot. Oh, and I did do the little doobies. Remember our little build our own kits? So I've got a ghost on that one. And, oh, the jack-o'-lantern I haven't finished putting together yet. But it's been fun, this kit. It's been really, really fun. So thanks for joining me. Till next time. Happy crafting. Bye.